Hello everyone! Welcome again to the third day of the advent of code. I am recording this after a previous recording where I could not manage to get a solution after about 15 minutes and I stopped and went on about my day, and now I'm back to try this again. And I hope that a new approach will bring new success. So I start again by copying everything and into the default Replit file, no, into the playground, yes. And now I'm changing my prompt to 3 quotation marks, and I'm going for the Rust syntax highlighting, and I'm going to revert that. And I'm going to put the signature of the main function in Rust and changing the response length, and let's hope for the best. So the input syntax, I'll probably have to remove this dot slash because I will keep this on the same level because I'm not even sure how to do this differently on Replit. Otherwise, let's see if it does as it should be doing, the rest, specifically the calculation. So copying it all the way here and pasting this here. So as we said, I am changing this because we will keep this on the same level, not one level up. I'm adding as the file this example input lowercase input.txt. All right. So it doesn't recognize the file just yet. Maybe it needs a moment. Let's see what happens if I run 198. All right. Now we know this is the right answer. So I'm ready to take the puzzle input, copy the entire thing, and move it into my input file and run. Overflow. Well, that's not expected. I wonder, is this the last line here? Yes. Can it have more than 1,000 lines? Yes. What happens if I just go back and try again? Well, it points me here into this line. And I suspect this might be related to the fact that the input example has something like 10 lines and this has something like, or exactly 1,000. Thread main panicked at called result unwrap on an error value. Run with this environment variable to display a backtrace. Not sure I want to backtrace. Let's see if I can. I do expect that if I will remove this, it might not behave as I want it to. And if I do remove still this, I will have to remove the whole thing. So keep just the instructions and not leave anything from the example explanation. Let's see if that might work. So I can see again that this is a higher level. Accessing the text file, which is not what we need. I'm just going to comment out this entire thing so I can get back to that because I don't have high hopes for this. Oh, and I need to change it. And let's see. 5971. I don't assume this will be the right answer, but let's try. 5971. That's not the right answer. Too low. I wonder if I don't change almost anything, and I will just write the function signature in a partial way, will I get any better performance? So it still recognizes Rust, which is great. The input file still assumed to be one level up, which is not a big deal. Overall, it looks somewhat similar to what it did. So, still keeping the previous solution, which worked mostly fine. Let's run and see if I get something that is not 5971. Same error. Well, it looks like it's might even be the exact same solution. Now it goes to line 34, so if I just change this one line, it will be in line 33, and that's exactly where we had the problem last time. And just for fun, if I change the definition of epsilon and of gamma, I will probably still see the error in line 33. Yes. So it looks like the rate calculation is not correct or not enough. So what I will try now is to use the AI to try and understand this. Explain this Rust function to me. It does not explain. Let's see if I can use instruct engine instead. This function converts a string representation of a number, okay, into an unsigned 8-bit integer. Okay, the number is represented in base 2, so string 11 would be converted into integer 3. Cool. Then I wonder why does this not work? Takes a string, so it converts a string into an 8-bit integer in base 2. And it says that it fails to do that. The way to set environment variables in a Replit is here. Got it. Key, this one, and value is this one. Okay, let's see what happens when I run. Well, I can get this more verbose, but I'm not sure it will help me. So I'm looking to see which of the variables have been already in use, or where have they been declared, so I can replace that with just a number. And then it might help me understand what is happening exactly. So I'm looking for, now that I know that it converts a string, where is that string? Or where is it coming from? So this is the input file. Now we're counting how many lines we have, how many numbers. And let's counting how many. So this is the calculation exactly for each one, for each of the values, just like this algorithm said. So it's really in the conversion from string to binary. What I wonder, if I will truncate my list into 10 numbers, this should work, because it worked in the past. Now that doesn't even work on my list. I wonder if the numbers that I received are longer than the numbers in the example, and that's why it's like that. Yeah. So it looks like it's not the length of the input, but actually the number of digits. Because this is 5 and this is 4, 4, 12. Well, that's already nice. Guess I'll start using each part of it with the code explainer and see when can I figure out what's happening. This one is closed here. This is okay. Let's try and understand this one. And now what I have a different engine that I'm using, and the prompt has an instruction, the function, and a beginning of the explanation to point it to do this explanation versus actually coming up with more creative code. So the function is used to calculate the gamma and epsilon rates. The gamma rate is the number of times the function divided by total. Okay, all this seems pretty not relevant for what my problem is. And I know my problem begins in line 33, so I'll try now in line 31. Stop. All right. Takes a value of type and iterates over it, mapping each value either 1 or 8, then collects the results into a vector. I wonder if this is where we're limiting ourselves. No. Or maybe. 8-bit, yeah. This is where we're hitting this. So we can try to change that to a 16-bit. U16, 16, 16. Is there a U8 anywhere here remaining? Only in the comments. Let's see if this is going to work. No, still overflow, but it's in a new line. in the printing. So it wants to print something that does not make sense to it. Let's begin unwind before panicking. Attempt to multiply with an overflow. So I guess U16 times U16 will be a bit too big. I'm going to copy this one and see what do I find. So it looks like it will convert back into U8, which will be too big for that. For the value of U8, all around an expression need to be 8. While the final value of this expression would fit, the expression doesn't, which is why the compiler complains. We can write it like this. Maybe this will be more useful. Okay, I'll try instead. Print U16. Or maybe it needs to be a 32 and that's why it doesn't work. Looks like. And this one. Maybe the multiplication of both stays into the same type, but actually the number is just too big to fit in there. There it is, yeah. And let's see if that is my answer. Hooray! Got a gold star. Congratulations, everyone. We made it.